afternoon, and look at this amazing sky behind me. We are currently working on another project. We are adding trellises to the galvanized beds that we put up a few weeks ago. It's been a busy day. I planted radish seeds. I planted, I don't know, like 15 or 16 varieties of carrots. We got that all netted off. I have my anemone bulbs soaking. They're very interesting. We also put up, I don't know if you can see the shade sail for the parrot's aviary. And so now we'll have a whole other section ready for 4 tomato varieties here, which I think is going to be Thornburn's Terracotta, either Dr. Witchy's or Kellogg's because they're yellow. I think I'm going to do Mortgage Lifter, and I'm going to do Black Beauty on this side. That will allow me to have the rest of the large indeterminate bully level tomatoes going onto the main large trellis in the back that we featured a little bit yesterday in the 2 videos that we made, so we can go ahead and link those for you. So right now Farmer John is cutting pieces of wood that will go across the top of these posts here just to keep them stabilized, so that we can attach pieces of hog panel to it, because we use hog panel for our tomato trellises since they go up vertically or horizontally basically. So it's more for an opportunity to just have a structure to use for clips to put the tomatoes on as they start to trail. So when Farmer John comes out, we'll show you how we're attaching everything and what we're using, and we'll see where it goes. I thought this was pretty cool. These are the anemones that I bought from Costco. And they were totally not shaped like this while they were still in the bag. They were very, very flat and like totally dehydrated. And I'm like, I can't tell where the tip is, where the root is. I have no idea what this is. So I went ahead and Googled it, and it said to soak them and that they come back to life. And don't you know, they are definitely starting to make sense now. So hopefully I'll be getting these into the ground today. And there's definitely lots of stuff to be planted. So John's out front cutting wood for the top of the trellis, and I'm going through my mind everything that needs to be done. It's another like very active day around here in the garden. So as I'm going through all the bags of the bare roots of stuff that I got from Costco, I didn't realize I was so focused on everything else that I'm doing. I didn't stop to consider what the bare roots in the bags would actually look like. And I planted some of the perennial tall phlox, and the birds have pulled it out of the ground several times. And I planted the white and blue varieties, and I didn't stop to think that I was going to have to soak them. But I think that last night's rain may have assisted in getting them re-moistened, but I might have to dig them up and rehydrate them because I just wasn't thinking. So if you guys have bags of bare root stuff from Costco that you did not put in the ground yet or get into pots, you want to soak them and you want to get them rehydrated. I've been so busy that I didn't stop to think that I should have actually been starting them in starter pots for a few weeks. There's just been too much going on. This is actually the blue phlox, which grows tall like it's going to grow like a peony that I just happen to have right here. So once it, it's going to take a few years, but I'm happy to see that it's actually coming back. Oh, this one is too. Yay! And this is that's the one that the birds ripped out. Oh. Another one here that looks like it might not be doing too good, but it is making an appearance. And then I have another one over here. I think John's going to kill me because I'm planting stuff before we've weeded, and he's really bad. I'm bad, actually. I go around putting seeds in the ground, like I say, squirreling them away, because I'll put the seeds in the ground and have no idea what I put there, what I'm doing. It's just I put them in and then I run away. And he's walking behind me, basically shooting stuff down with whatever he's using to kill weeds. And then I'm like, what happened to my flowers? I planted them right here. He's like, why did you plant them there? There was weeds I had to shoot down. But our beautiful Japanese maples really, really loved the rain yesterday. So we thought the storm was going to be much, much worse than it actually was. Instead, it gave us an entire day of high winds, and it was just really unbearable to work out here yesterday. And then last night, it looked like we were going to have a tornado, and it just blew by us. So and we got beautiful rain instead all night long. So the trees look beautiful. And this here is a hardy hibiscus that I ordered from QVC, and it looks really, really sad. When they delivered it, they packed it in the box with the arrow. The arrow was pointing up, and that's how UPS delivered it. But when they were packed in the box, they were packed on their side, and the crowns were all cracked. And yesterday they didn't look so good, but today, with all that beautiful rain and all that nitrogen that they got from the rain, they look a lot better. So hopefully we'll have dinner size red and pink flowers on these hardy hibiscus, and QVC was good about it. I told them what happened, and they gave me a refund. So I can't complain. At this point, it's going to be up to these guys if they want to make it or not. So now I'm in the greenhouse, and I brought out my stuff earlier. They've been out here all day. My peppers look incredible, but this is that lime basil again, and it's stunted again. So I think it's something with the basil. If it actually grows to full basil size, I'm going to be surprised. I sure hope it does, though. And here's some good news. The New Guinea impatiens that I left out, like a bad mom, it's totally rebounding. So it just goes to show, I had a good talk with it. I apologized. I told it how much I loved it. I told it I was so sorry. And I gave it a nice big drink, and it's coming back. So I'm pretty happy about that. Soon they'll look like that. These are my lupins that I grew from seed, and I'm getting ready to plant them out, as well as some calendula. I love, love, love calendula. This is jet black hollyhock that I sowed. I put it in the refrigerator for 2 days before I went ahead and sowed it, and it did the trick. So all these little flowers are going to have to go out. This is perennial snapdragons. They're really happy out here in the greenhouse. And some more peppers. And soon I'll be able to clean the greenhouse. I can't wait. There's the temperature of the moment. There's Farmer John over there waiting for me as I yap along. Once I start making videos, nothing else gets done. So how did that go? Okay, so these beds are about 4 feet. So you cut these top trellis pieces to 4 feet?
That's correct.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these pieces of wood tapped down. We're going to find a level point across the top. Oh, look at the beautiful sky. If I haven't established this before, you guys, I have attention deficit. So we'll get those level up there, and then we'll attach this piece for stability. And when these are all done, we'll be going ahead and cutting some of the hog panel that we took down that were previously garden arches. We're going to cut them into 4-foot sections to repurpose them so that these tomatoes will be able to climb once they start to grow. Yay!
These are the tools you'll need to get the job done, guys. Here is a level. I've got a 4-foot level, a 2-foot level, a pencil, of course, screwdriver. I have 2 different drills because I have one that's a wire drill just in case I run out of juice, and it doesn't have enough power in this old battery pack one that I have. There is a mallet and a wood block, so you're not damaging your wood. If you damage this, who cares, right? But you don't want to damage your wood. So yep, so that's the tools that you're going to need. Oh, by the way, you will need a good tall ladder.
So right now these stakes are about 7 feet high, and I'm certain some of these tomatoes will grow that high if we let them, but I won't be able to harvest them. So John's going to tamp these down for stability, and we're just going to eyeball it. So he's using a block and a mallet to drive these down. If you have good, fresh, sturdy wood, you could probably use the post driver, which we might try eventually, but you have to be careful because too much force can split the wood. So John's going to go ahead and tamp them down. You can see they're just going down into the ground. You can see how much of a height difference there is. All right. So now we've established established a height that we feel comfortable with, that's driven down from a stability level. So we have, you know, the bed itself is about 1 foot deep, and that's very loose soil. So it looks like we drove about 1 foot of it down past the underneath and into the actual earth underneath the bed. So that should be enough to keep it stable. I don't know, it's a little wobbly. Maybe we'll drive it in a little bit more after we bring this side down. But what we're trying to do is establish an even height between the two posts, and then we'll stabilize it with a crossbeam. Not bad, that looks pretty level to me. All right, awesome.
So it's Farmer John here. I'm just going to walk you through this last step here. I know you've been watching the time lapse. Hopefully you've been watching the time lapse. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing now. I'm putting the cross pieces up and I'm actually marking them. What I'm trying to do is make them equidistant. So I want to take and make sure that it's going to look right. And as long as our upright beams, the ones that go up, are actually at the proper length and at the proper distance, we should have the same amount of space from one side to the other. Right now it's looking like it's 8 inches either side, but I'm going to show you what I do so that way I can mark it. I can actually drill holes in it, and the reason why you want to do that is because you have to drive screws down into the wood, and you want to make it as easy as possible. So let's go ahead and I'll show you that. If you look here, I'm actually up top. You'll see there's all of my wood, all of the beds, the Landguard Amazon beds right down there full of soil. So right here, we're going to just look right here. You see that? That is in the middle of each one of these. And I'm going to do that going down the whole line. I just wanted to tell you what I was doing. I'm going to take and put a screw in there. It's going to be a self-drilling screw that I'm going to put in here. It's also weather resistant. You don't want to get into a position where your screws are not weather resistant, so make sure you do that as well. All of this wood is also weather resistant. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see that, there's a little bit of green on here. That green is just the weather resistance. They actually put that in there so that way it stays good in bad weather. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to drill holes in here, and then after that I'm going to drive some screws right down in through here. But I'll get the boss's approval. I think that she's going to be okay with it, and we'll attach it at that point. All right. So hey guys, climbing up the ladder with you, and just going to show you. So here's my screw. I'm about to take and screw that in. You can see right here, I'm trying to make sure that it's perfect on this side. Now, of course, you can only do one at a time. So I'm just going to work on this side first. That one's going to go off level on the other side there. So that will go off level. I don't have a screw in there. I'm just going to take and put this in. Now, I'm going to take and put this in. I'm going to try to go all the way. I have a little battery operated old guy that I've had for years. See if it takes it in. So this is a star drill bit, and these are stars. You can see you want to make sure that you have the right type of head to drive this in, because if not, you're in a world of hurt. So guys, the wood is a little bit tougher than I thought. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just do a pilot hole, and then I'm going to drive the screw down. All right, guys, that's one side. I'll do the other side, and then I'll put you on time lapse. It. So at this point we have stabilized with the crossbar. we've put these in, and we at this point have 1, 2, 3, and 4 trellises in our land guard tomato beds. So there you have it. They are up, they are level, and they are good and stable. Now we will actually go back and we will put some not cattle panel. You could use cattle panel, but we're gonna use hog panel for this. But there you go. You can't really see it from that angle, can you? So I'm just gonna give you a little side angle, and there it is.
Oh my goodness, you guys, what a day. We have been at it for so many hours today. So John finished up, for the most part, the trellis over there for the tomatoes. The only thing that we have to do is put up the hog panel, which is no rush, because we have about at least 2 weeks now before the tomatoes go up. And you know, then I'll be deciding from there. I'll be able to gauge the 10-day forecast. So we moved over to our little retaining wall and that John built around the greenhouse here. And I want to show you my lupins. I am so proud of these lupins. I just took one out of the cup and it has this massive root system. I'm so excited. These are the blue bonnets. I think they're called Texas blue bonnets that I sowed from Botanical Interest. And I am so proud of these beautiful flowers. So I'm planting them all along the side of the greenhouse because they like full sun, but they also like to have a little bit of shade around their roots. So this will give them the opportunity to get full sun, but then by 12:30, 1 o'clock, the sun will be moving off to the side and the greenhouse will start to shade them. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you these roots. This is really turning out to be an absolutely beautiful day out here, though. A little chilly. So I'm growing these, don't pay any attention. These are certainly not Bonnie's plants. I grew these from seed. So they've been in the greenhouse full time now for many weeks. Gosh, they're in here so well. Oh, look. Ah! Oh my gosh, look at the root system on my lupins. This is amazing. John.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't have wished for anything more.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm so excited. These are going to be the purplish blue flowers, and even just the leaves I think are spectacular. So, we did have, tulips that bloom there. I'm also planting these anemone cormers that I rehydrated. So they're going to go in the front of this. And, of course, these will be the main height. If I can get some perennial snapdragons in here that I'm growing from seed, I'll add that as well. So, as I said, it's been a full day. John is working on the other side. Here's the front of this wall that he built for me. And this was all scrap material. In another video, I had said that we bought some scrap material, but we were actually gifted this scrap material. So how lucky are we to know people who will give us this stone? And again, this is all an artistic interpretation. It's not matchy-matchy. We want it to look ancient. So this whole area here is going to become like a bit of a mystical garden. And as I said, it does have a name here at the greenhouse, and I'm not going to reveal that yet until the landscaping is all done and I have a few other structures in place. But we'll be able to sit here in the evenings and watch the sunset. So it's going to be magical, and there's going to be flowers blooming, and we'll be able to look off and see all of our vegetables hanging from the trellises and so on. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here. So thanks for hanging out with us again. It's always so wonderful to know that you are supporting us. So if you stayed with us this long today, please consider subscribing to our channel if you're new here. And if you are, my name is Lee, and you've already met Farmer John today. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next video.